You know what they don't tell you? When you heal, you're the only person that healed, bro. All your friends are still unhealed. That's really annoying for both parties. Try being the healed person in a friend group of unhealed people. Every time you show up, it's like, fuck. It's like, hey, what are you guys doing? You want to read? We're going drinking and picking up bitches, Zeus. Stop with the f***ing books. Because everybody's being sold this new snake oil. Healing. Healing. Are you healed? Everybody's got a course. You're supposed to fix yourself, but enough with the terminology, you know what I mean? Healing is like the new woke. Remember when woke meant something and then white people found out about it? That's the stage we are now with healing, okay? This is just what we used to do.
Cook it up, hen dog.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Comedian Black Zeus checking back in a way I haven't on the channel in quite some time. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not upset about it. But here we are, episode 2 of Not Another Comedy Podcast. Yes, podcasts are returning to the channel. I mean, I already said they were with the first episode of this. That's why this is episode 2. Dante is still not around, so we're not doing Black Zeus the podcast. That is still on hiatus. If you haven't peeped it already, Not Another Comedy Show Live has aired on the channel. Episode 1 has released, filmed at the Center for Talking Arts, downtown Hamilton, Ontario. That's what this bucket is for. This is not another comedy podcast. This is a companion to the live show. Which I guess I should promote right now. If you are in the Toronto, Ontario, Canada, or Hamilton, Ontario, Canada areas, come check out what I've been building, man. Not just me, but literally community vibes. I've taken a hiatus, obviously, from the channel, but we're back. I took a hiatus from doing live shows just to really hone in on what I wanted to create. I discussed it briefly, but it's been so long since I've recorded one of these, I might as well just go over it again. Things are kind of stale in the comedy world, in my opinion. There's a big comedy boom, and everybody's trying to get in on it, or trying to get in on it, I should say. And it just feels like there's a lot of sameness. And I'm not really interested in creating sameness. I never have been. I've been doing comedy for 15 years now. I've been producing shows the entire 15 years. Last year was the first year I didn't produce a single show, because we really focused on doubling down on the content, the channel, and all that stuff. Thankfully, we got it up and running, but it just was starting to feel very boring to me. I'm not a podcast guy. I've ranted a million times on this channel before. I'm not a memer. I'm not, I'm a comedian. I love stand-up comedy, and I'm not going to be taken out of my lane just because of social pressures. If everybody jumps off a bridge, are you going to? I'm not. I never have been. Look at me, bruh. I'm a skateboarding nigga. You know, I'm anti-establishment. By the way, skateboarding has absolutely been on fire. Don't worry, I'm not going to get into skateboarding right now. Shout outs to the local skate shop, though. Hamilton, Ontario, to the world. The greatest skate shop on this planet Earth. All my merch collabs have been with them. Shout outs to the family, Jason and Ash, and all the crew at local skate shop. They are in the midst of a reno, and I just saw it the other day. I got a little sneak peek. What those guys do, man, they just inspire the F out of me. The skate community in general has always just been such an inspiration to me. I know it sounds weird because I'm a comedian, but I do like skateboarding, and the things that I take away from it, like the way my brain works, is there's a correlation between everything. I do not see a separation even between skateboarding and comedy. I know that sounds crazy. I'm not saying, hey, they're the exact same thing. I'm just saying everything is everything. And especially as an artist, if you can't draw inspiration from any aspect of life, especially like an action sport, and let's not front, sports are arts too. And skateboarding is absolutely an art. And damn, bro, it's been on fire. SLS is back. That's the Street League competitions. PSL just ran their first season. And let me tell you, that is probably my favorite thing running in professional skateboarding right now. PSL was so awesome to watch. Shout outs to SHS for winning the first ever PSL championships. Caso, the Japanese friggin' skateboarding game show, just did their first Long Beach or American anything. That was super fun, and damn, bro, their courses are just nuts. Yeah, skateboarding's in a healthy place. Comedy's in a healthy place. But just like everything, once it starts to really blow up, the corporate factor kicks in. And comedy's feeling a little stale to me personally right now. Even though there's a boom and there's a ton of shows and there's success. And even though I don't really bangs with all the shows, like, I'm happy for the success. I'm happy for the boom. But a lot of people are kind of, I don't know, man, living in the past with their ideas. Just like, here's a lineup of comedians, show up and ship out when the show is done. It's like, I'm not trying to do that. And I haven't been trying to do that for a while. Taking the break from the podcast really helped clear my mind. Honestly, stepping away from this absolutely confirmed that nothing was missing in my life. And I'm sorry, because there have been people being like, yo, I haven't seen the podcast. I haven't, like, what's going on with the channel? What's going on, this and that? Well, my comedy never stopped, So come out to a live show. And if you can't see me live, go support live comedy wherever you are. Because the next Bernie Mac, the next Red Fox, the next Dick Gregory, the next Richard Pryor, the next is in your neighborhood right now. And they could use your support. But yeah. Once again, also, this is, let me reiterate, Not Another Comedy Podcast, the companion piece to Not Another Comedy Show. This is my new brainchild. This is what I'm very, very, very stoked on. Skateboard. He was a skater boy. He said, see you later, boy. I just lost like 8 fucking viewers. But I do need to keep the page or the channel running regularly. I'm trying to build this show to where I can do it weekly. Right now it is a monthly show. To give you a recap on what it is a community-focused comedy show. So we do comedy up front, and then we do conversation on the back end. And the conversation is all based on these audience-written answers to questions. And the questions are ranging from serious to goofy, politics, religion, relationships, sex, life, everything. Yeah, and we've done them a few times now. It used to be a show I ran called Chop Cheese Comedy. And essentially, after taking that break of not running any shows last year, I really thought about what I've enjoyed the most and what the audiences have enjoyed the most in terms of my live presentations, my live shows. And so I took a few of the ideas I've had over 15 years and I mashed them all together. And this is it. Not Another Comedy Show. The next one in Toronto is Friday, April 24th. That is Friday, April 24th. Doors are at 7:30. Show is at 8 p.m. It is at Catacombs Cabaret, Queen and Spadina, just a block west of Queen and Spadina at Queen and Augusta. There's a big green pea parking lot and the doors are right there. It is a brand new club, Catacombs Cabaret. Shout outs to Catacombs Cabaret, Rob Mayu and his girlfriend for running it. It is a new club in the city and man, it instantly became like one of my top spots. It is so dope in terms of what they set up. Visually, like the aesthetic, the vibe down there is just mwah, creme de la creme. They have these like retro tube TVs on the stage for aesthetic. It's in a basement, but like the way they painted it and renovated it, it looks so fresh. And I'm very happy to say that is the home for the Toronto edition of Not Another Comedy Show for the foreseeable future. Sorry, I haven't smoked today, so I'm but yeah, Friday, April 24th, Not Another Comedy Show, Toronto edition, Catacombs Cabaret, 8 p.m. start time. Early bird tickets are available, $15 for the Toronto show. Early bird tickets, once they go up in price, they will go to $20, and then at the door it's $25. So I really encourage people, get the tickets online, get them while you can. Early bird, save yourself the money. Yeah, I mean, that's what that is. And then the Hamilton version, this is the main show. To me, right now, Hamilton is the staple show. That is the one we filmed for YouTube. Once again, episode 1, featuring comedians Jesse Singh, Thea Rainford, a guest spot from Trevor Curl, musical performance from my brother from high school, Brandon Donick. It was so awesome. It was like 2 hours long. The whole thing is on the channel already. Thank you to the people that have already watched. The next Hamilton edition that will be recorded for YouTube is taking place Sunday, April 12th at Center for Talking Arts, downtown Hamilton. Tickets are $20 online, $25 at door. Once again, get your tickets online and save yourself the money. I'm just so grateful. Shout outs to the people that have been showing up. Like literally, it's been better than anything I expected. The momentum of any of the shows I produced over the last 15 years, it has the best starting momentum out the gates. People are really getting it. And I think it makes sense because I've really taken my time. I'm not just trying to create a comedy show for you to show up and just sit there and then go to the bar, buy stuff, come back, and then leave. No, I want like a whole experience. I want people to feel like they're a part of something. I want to really build a community aspect to this. And I saw something recently that I really connected with. You don't have a real community if they're just on social media. And man, I think that is so true. Because once the internet's out, if the power goes out or whatever, what community do you have if you can't like connect, if you don't know where anybody is, if you don't have regular hangouts, meetups, like other communal events? That's what I'm really trying to build. Outside of just like, hey, it's the comedy show. Well, what else does the community have going on? And the people have really taken a shine to this. You can see all the clips we've been posting. They're so funny. They're so funny. And again, there's still comedy up front, right? Like the comedy takes place at the beginning of the show, and then afterwards, all the comics sit on stage with me, and we just pull these suggestions. So these are real suggestions that are left over from the first Hamilton show that took place March 3rd, I believe, if I remember correctly. So I'm actually, why not? Let's show you what this is. All right, this one fell out of the bucket. These are all anonymous, by the way. Which has done worse for the world and why? Politics or religion? This person wrote religion. Religion has caused more wars than politics. I think this one actually got pulled. I was trying to separate them to make sure I don't pull the same ones on the podcast. So I will make sure to do that for the future. Anything that gets pulled doesn't go back in the buckets. But these fucking comics, they're friends of mine, so it's okay. But these fucking guys ruined it. Putting all the shit back in. Not asking me if that was supposed to be done. I'm not actually pissed. It's not a big deal. Yeah, to me, I think they're one and the same. Because, like, religion is the original politics. Then once people started to fall out of religion, here came politics and science to pick up the slack. I couldn't really separate one or the other. This also obviously goes a lot better with me and the other comics on the stage. Plus, the whole thing is a conversation. So we actually encourage at that portion of the show, not during the comedy show, but we actually encourage the dialogue. Hence the clips and all that, the stuff you've been seeing on the channel, and the full episode. Which, once again, you can go check out on the channel right now. Not another comedy show. What has caused more damage to the world, politics or religion, and why? Religion has caused more wars than politics. Yeah, I think I made this actual argument at the show too. I just don't see a separation in the two. Even though obviously religion and politics are seen as two separate things, they even try and are they? Just look at the current landscape of politics. Are they? In the States, their leader is literally sparking up a religious war. But he's a politician. And he's never really been outwardly religious his entire career until now, until, you're trying to get the voting public on your side, which you're doing a terrible job. Saying you're causing a war because it'll bring Jesus back. They literally told that to the military. Let me see if I can find something. I'm not even going to bother because it's real. Like, you can look it up. This isn't no conspiracy thing. I will get to the portion of the show where there's a timer, but that doesn't start yet because this is all comedy-related stuff. I'm just trying not to ramble. Like Black Zeus, the podcast was just me going on friggin' rants about why I don't want to be on social media while being on it. This way, I give myself a 10-minute timer. If I go under, that's fine, but I have a 10-minute cap to talk about random current events. So we still stay current on the podcast to a degree, but I am not a talking head. I could give a fuck. Social media has turned into such a weird thing. Everybody has an opinion about everything, and it's really not that good. You haven't really earned your opinion, but there's a platform that says you have, so you feel like I have to post. No, you don't. Go do something like legit in the real world. Actually, like build up some skills. Earn an opinion. It's a lot different when you're on stage and you're actually accountable to the words you say because there's a live audience there that is letting you know you are bombing, sir or madam. Stop that. We paid. We paid for this. Yeah, I just don't see them as separate. I really don't. Even though they say there's a division of church and state, there is not. If you want to talk about the American Empire, they're kind of just the Roman Empire rebranded. Am I wrong? But yeah, I'm going to move past that. Once again, Not Another Comedy Show, Hamilton, Ontario, April 12th, Toronto, Ontario, April 24th. Tickets are available. I'll put the links in the captions below so you can find them easily. If you're able to, come out and support and be a part of something. Like, be a part of something. We film the ones in Hamilton. We also do document the Toronto ones, and I'm finding a way to mash these things together. But the Hamilton one is literally a 5-camera setup. It is really nice, and I'm really proud of what we're putting together. Thank you to everybody, once again, that's been showing up. I really do appreciate it. Let's pull out another one. Name one pro and one con for each. Relationship and being single. Pro for relationship, the vibes. Con for relationship, the fights. Pro for being single, no one to worry about and their feelings. Con, no one to share your day and life with. This is actually pretty accurate. You know what's funny? This question has been asked at a few of these shows. The last Toronto show that I did that had this question get pulled, it wasn't even this question got pulled. Before I went to the format of having multiple questions, I kind of did a theme. So every question was this at one point. Or there was just one question for the entire show at one point. And then someone suggested to me, it's like, you could probably get some variety in there by putting different questions in. I'm like, what a smart idea. I'm really dumb for not thinking of that off the top. But this question came up, and more than half the men in the audience wrote as a con for being single, loneliness, which actually came up at the Hamilton show again. And this spawned a whole series of conversations about the loneliness epidemic, the male loneliness epidemic, and all that stuff. Really good conversations were had. The females brought up some great points. It's like, well, women don't really experience loneliness the same way as men. And I think that clip is actually on the channel if you're interested. But once again, the pros, this person wrote for pros and cons of relationship. The pros, the vibes, cons are the fights. Pro, no one to worry about and their feelings. Con, no one to share your day with and life with. Yeah, definitely. There's like a danger too. I mean, I'm in the danger zone right now. I've been single for the longest that I've been single in quite some time. And the comfort, like the degree to which you can just do anything you want without having to answer to anybody at any time of the day is hard to beat. But I personally believe, especially me, like having done all this internal work and stuff, like once you're good with yourself, I think it's the time to actually like bring somebody else into the fold. No, I don't think you're meant to be alone in life. That's really not the point of life. I'm pretty sure, especially this whole healing stuff. Everybody's on a healing journey, but the weird part to me is everybody started healing and then like everybody's alone. The point of healing isn't to be isolated. The point of healing is so that you can walk into the world fully confident with who you are and not be shaken. I would think. But Yeah, I fucks with this. This is a very thoughtful response. Some people actually just put like really goofy responses, but that also works too for the nature of the show. Con for being single, no one to share your day and life with. 100%. I also do think that, you know, everybody's different, obviously, so these can't just be blanketed things, but I'm pretty sure everybody feels loneliness. You know, everybody feels it to some degree, especially if you're single. That's where I would imagine you spend a lot of time outside or with friends if you can, if you're not an introvert. But then there's also people that just really love to be alone. And I wonder if that is just conditioning because over time you've just been alone for so long. You know, it really is hard to get into a new relationship and start to have to consider somebody else's opinion, feelings, doing stuff when you don't want to do stuff, all that stuff. But I would be lying if I said I thought that single outweighs relationship. I think being in a relationship is kind of bomb, you know, especially if it's good. But that's the thing. I have spent a lot of my life being like toxic, for lack of a better word, you know, just like all my behavior, just the classic, not really giving a fuck about the future type thing, but like what's in the now, thinking with my dick, just sleeping with everything that moves, and then losing myself in the process. And it's not that fucking women all the time isn't awesome. It is. And I've been doing this on stage a lot. Maybe I'll put the clip into this episode, because what I'm trying to do with Not Another Comedy Podcast is mash up comedy clips and like articles, me talking about like you know, topics of the day or whatever, and the comedy stuff, mixing in the comedy promotion, all that stuff. I'm trying to mash everything together, but give myself a hard out. I'm not trying to do an hour plus long podcast. I am already how long into this one? I should be able to see this, but I can't, which is worrying. It is recording. Where's my timer? Oh, there it is. I'm already 21 minutes into this. Fuck. I was trying to be done by like 35 minutes. Not gonna happen. But yeah, that's enough for that, I guess. Come out to a show. Be part of it. Get your suggestions in the bucket, and then be part of the dialogue. Maybe end up on one of the clips, or maybe end up in an episode featured heavily on the channel. Once again, Not Another Comedy Show is out now. Tickets are available. There was something that I saw recently that I thought would be a good article to bring up on the podcast for this episode. So I guess I'll bring it up now with the timer. Was there anything else I wanted to mention before I got to this? I think I covered it. I think I promoted the show, had a little opening dialogue with you guys. Ba-da-ba. Shout outs Bernie Mac back on the set. I've been I don't know why, but just Bernie Mac, bro. He's been making his way back into my feed. A lot. This dude has just meant so much to me. And it's really true. Legends never die. I really believe that. So yeah, I'm gonna start the timer now. And once this timer ends, I will pretty much end this episode. I'll talk a little bit about this article that I still haven't mentioned. And we'll get on out of here. There'll be new content for you guys on the channel. We are about to record the next episode of Not Another Comedy Show. So episode 2 will be available soon. It'll be on the channel soon. All right, I am starting the timer. Timer has started. And here is the article that I saw recently that made me go, huh? Don't we have enough? Spotify and Liquid Death, which is a water company. They sell water in cans. Spotify and Liquid Death have revealed the world's first music streaming urn. An urn. And now you can play your departed grandma the pop banger she's missing out on. What the fuck are we doing? Like, we are so out of ideas. First of all, I'm pretty sure Liquid Death is like a cult. If you've seen the marketing stunts they pulled, their whole water branding thing, like they sell water, and I'm pretty sure if you drink that water, they had voodoo priestesses fucking spit in that shit. So I would be very careful. They did a marketing campaign I remember seeing like half a year ago or something like this, where they teamed up with Steve-O and they cut his hair and they made 1,000 voodoo dolls with Steve-O's actual hair that they gave out. What are we doing? What are we doing? You could tell who's running the world. The devil. Okay? It's pretty spot on. We can't even drink water now without getting the devil shit happening. So Spotify and Liquid Death have revealed the world's first music streaming urn. Who is asking for this? I get it. You're doing a collab, but who asked for a collab between Spotify and a water company? And what fucking weirdo at your head office? To be fair though, it's weirdos. So yeah, and you're all like occultists for sure, knowing the branding and marketing behind Liquid Death. Even the name Liquid Death. It's supposed to be water. It's supposed to be life. So what are they doing to that water, bro? Are they putting what's it called? Fluoride in the water and stuff? Rest in peace, Grandma. You would have loved Sabrina Carpenter. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You probably died to escape that shit. Congratulations. You no longer have to listen to Sabrina Carpenter. What the fuck? Spotify has teamed up with Liquid Death for Eternal Playlist Earn Bluetooth speaker. It's available to purchase in the US, but only 150 are being made. So a promotional publicity stunt bullshit. But when you see the price, Spotify has launched an Eternal Playlist generator to create your soundtrack for the afterlife. Music makes the world go round, and thanks to Spotify's latest collaboration with canned water company Liquid Death, it's about to rock the afterlife with the world's first music streaming urn. And no, it's not an early April Fool's prank. Described as the world's first wireless speaker designed to bring your music somewhere it's never been before, in Spotify's blog post, the Eternal Playlist Urn is exactly what it says on the box. A plastic 7-inch by 11.4-inch urn kitted with a Bluetooth speaker built into the lid, so your departed loved ones can still enjoy the music they loved while they walked the earth. What the fuck are you talking about? Bro, this shit is so ass. I thought, aren't you bro, isn't this the same planet where they said we're consuming and creating too many plastic products? You know, I've always wondered about this. We get yelled at as a society for consuming too much plastic. But then these corporations, these companies, all they do is keep producing plastic products. Why are we in trouble for emissions and all that shit? Fuck you. It's all a gaffe, bro. It's bullshit. It's available to purchase in the US now from Liquid Death's online store for a hefty $495. But there's only 150 up for grabs, so it's an exclusive product. It's an exclusive product. You know what I really hope happens with this? I hope they get hacked. I hope you're sitting there and you're trying to reminisce about your grandma, and because your dumb ass was like, we could do something cool to remember our grandma. Let's get her an urn and connect it to Spotify so she can listen to Sabrina Carpenter, and then we could sit there and be like, yeah, wouldn't it have been great if grandma could have listened to Sabrina Carpenter? Because only white people are buying this, right? This is not a black product. I hope these things get hacked, and I hope you're sitting there reminiscing, trying to think about your family, and then all of a sudden it's just like, back that ass up, starts playing. Girl, you look good, won't you back that ass up? And you're trying to, won't you back that ass up? And you're fucking walking the casket down the aisle. Russia has just entered the funeral chat, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anything else on this stupid article? We really are out of stuff, yeah? Like, we've been out of stuff for a while. What I remember, the first time I really thought to myself, I'm like, we are out of stuff. Let me see if I can find her. There was a girl, I can't believe I typed this in. There was a girl selling her farts in a jar. Boom, found it. Woman who earned $200,000 selling farts in a jar, hospitalized by her work. When I found this out, I'm like, we have everything we need, and we're just slowly walking to the end of the life. That's pretty much it. This girl had an OnlyFans account. Her OnlyFans wasn't popping enough. So what she decided to do was just get super weird with it, go to the dollar store, buy some mason jars, and fart in the jars. But she didn't stop there. She's an engineer. I swear to God, the way she put thought into the dumbest shit, she put a rose petal in the jar. And not just for aesthetics, because she thought it looked pretty. I'm dead serious. She put rose petals in the jars of farts because she said it helped preserve the farts better. So that when you opened it, and there's actually an unboxing of this on YouTube. I remember one of those famous YouTube unboxer guys ordered it and opened it. And you go find that on your own. I don't give a shit. There's 3.5 minutes left for me to talk about this dumb shit. But once I found this out, I'm like, what are we doing? And then I found out she was making by the way, it was 200,000 a week at her peak. Not 200,000 total is what she made. She was making 200K a week. And you have to go to work tomorrow. Enjoy. Why don't you just take some initiative, go to the dollar store, buy some mason jars, and we're moving on up to the east side with a deluxe apartment with farting jars in the sky. Fucking stupid. So this is actually how it ended. How long is this article? Because I don't got that much time. What happens when a quirky side hustle becomes a six-figure phenomenon only for the human body to say enough? This is the real life story of the reality TV personality whose offbeat business, whatever. Just get to the end. Show me how you went to the hospital. The diet that fueled a fortune then sent her to the ER. What does it take to sustain a business built on flatulence? For Stephanie Motto, it meant re-engineering her diet to meet demand. One gas-producing meal at a time. Her kitchen became a lab, and her body, the engine. She began consuming black beans. I can't believe this is real. I used to have a joke about this dumb bitch. She began consuming black beans, hard-boiled eggs, yogurt, muffins, and protein shakes in heavy rotation. Each ingredient was chosen with purpose to maximize output and keep orders flowing. Imagine you were fucking her, and then that shows up on your dick. Bitch, did you just shit beans on my dick? That's why you don't do anal, folks. But it is 2026, and I know most of you are not just doing anal. You're eating the butt. Congratulations. You're going to want to wipe the top of your lip right there. It's looking a little brown. I found that cabbage was producing the absolute nastiest farts. This is a quote. It was not just on brand for me. So I was testing out different formulas, and I really liked what I was getting with protein and beans. Anyways, the end of this story ends with her going to the ER. The doctor's like, what is happening in your life? And then she describes, I'm farting in jars, and this is my diet. And the doctor literally said, bitch, you are eating too many beans. Because it turns out OnlyFans models, their bodies aren't built for beans. They're just built to show feet and get railed on fucking camera or whatever you do. No disrespect to the OnlyFans models that have way more money than me. Who am I to talk down on you? I mean, you too can be farting in jars and really boost that career. We're fucked, bro. We have everything. You ever watch like a Shark Tank? I don't know if it's still going, but I used to get high and watch it. It's a great experience getting high and watching Shark Tank. But I swear to God, one time I was pouring water from my water pitcher and I'm watching a guy pitch to the sharks a new water pitcher idea he came up with. To be fair, it was smart because the top of the lid had a UV light in it, so it killed the bacteria in the water. But I'm like, more plastic products that we already have that we're just reiterating. I think we're done. I knew we were done when we came up with the Matrix 4. And the Matrix 4 was literally just the original Matrix repackaged. Do you remember that? The script of the movie. Oh, 10 minutes is up. Timer. All right, that was 10 minutes on that shit. But I'll wrap that up. The movie essentially, in the movie, the script is saying, do you remember the Matrix? This is the Matrix. You're Neo. I'm Morpheus. They just copy paste it. Now, I know there's an underlying meaning. I watched it a couple times, and I do get what they were trying to say, but we did it. We already did it. How many more things do we need to constantly do? I'll pull out one more of these, and we'll wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Name one pro and one con for each, religion and science. Pro for religion, gives hope. Con for religion, I don't know more about it. I like the honesty. I don't know more about it. I really can't tell you a con of religion. I don't know about religion. Science, pro, helps understand the world around us. Con, never have all the answers. You know what though? And okay, I wish I brought the book into the studio, but I'm a hippie. I don't know if you could tell by the way I'm dressed. I don't know if you could tell by the skateboarding shit. I don't know if you could tell, blah, 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 blah. I am a hippie. I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. I grew up Ethiopian Orthodox, and I'm super grateful, very grateful that I have that as a foundation. Because Ethiopian Orthodox is the oldest Bible on this earth is in Ethiopian. It's a ancient Semitic language in Ethiopia. And it's fully complete. And in that Bible, canon, it talks about giants. It talks about a celestial part of life that happened before coming down to earth. All this is super fantastical, magical stuff, which they took out of like the Western Bibles and the Western Christianity and all that stuff. I grew up having an understanding of that, but it really it made me think so much differently and so much bigger of religion when I was a kid. Made me question it. I would talk to priests, I would talk to religious leaders. Literally, as like when I was younger, I talked to priests, I talked to imams, I talked to like Buddhist leaders and stuff. I think the best thing I was ever told by a religious person is you have to know God, you have to question God. You have to. And then science, on the other hand, I really don't see them as separate. I just see them as the left and the right arm of life. Like but the body is life, and science and religion. I know most people don't think they mix, but you know what's weird? You know what fucked my brain up is when I looked into this years and years ago, over half of the scientific community believes not necessarily in God as the Bible states it, but the majority of them believe in God or a higher power. And when you start to look at what ancient spiritual systems were talking about, it is no different than what science is confirming now. When you start to talk about ancient Egypt, what they were talking about is what science is now saying as quantum physics, the quantum mechanics, the quantum field. There's literally, they're proving in real time. Because you can't look at the religious text as freaking, I don't want to turn this into this now, but for you to look at all these things and not understand how they have been given to humanity as means of control. There existed spirituality before religion, okay? And I don't care if you disagree with me, you just haven't done your research. All the monotheistic faiths, all the Abrahamic religions, which would be your Christianity, your Judaism, and your Islam. Those are the Abrahamic faiths. Monotheistic means you believe in one God, okay? All of those religions, every single one of them is an offshoot from ancient Egypt. Every single one of them. You can type in right now, ancient Egypt, Isis and Horus. And then it is literally the statue of the Virgin Mary and the baby Jesus. There's a famous statue of the Virgin Mary and baby Jesus where baby Jesus is sitting on Mary's lap, drinking from her breast. That is an ancient symbol that already existed. Literally all the stories, if you don't even know how Christianity was formed, through bloodshed, a lot of it, look into the Nicene Council. Emperor Constantinople brought all the religious leaders together at one point in history, and they decided right then and there the canon of the Bible, like the canon story of Jesus and the Bible, and he literally slaughtered anybody who didn't agree. Okay? Yada, yada, yada. You move down the road, people start moving away from religion, and science becomes the thing that people that have jumped off of the religious ship are now looking to. But your scientific community believes in something. That's what's so funny to me. All these people that hoorah science as if like God and all that stuff isn't whatever. Look, what you've been taught, I think, is bullshit. You really have to do the work for yourself, man. It's all out there. And I'll end with this, but I have the notes of Albert Hofmann, okay? Albert Hofmann is the scientist who invented LSD, okay? Acid. And I have his last written notes. they've released many series of his notes, like his actual scientific papers and his working notebooks. I bought the last set or the last book that they released, which he wrote before he died, and in it, there's a bunch of scientific like theories and all these things about acid, but there's also like quotes and passages and like poetry that he wrote in there, and in there is something that I just let me see Albert Hoffman. Okay, mystics. Let me see if I can find the quote. Mystics quote. The guy who invented acid, okay? Legitimately, is this it? Okay, this is the quote. When you study natural science and the miracles of creation, if you don't turn into a mystic, you are not a natural scientist. And there's actually another quote. This isn't the exact one, but essentially what he's saying is they are the same thing. When you separate science and mysticism, you know, which would be religious and like spirituality, the unseen. You know, even now, what's the Hadron Collider and all this stuff? They're literally trying to create the God particle and open up freaking portals to whatever. This accredited scientist, world renowned, had an impact on the world that will be known for the rest of time. Created acid. I don't know if you've ever done LSD. Man, it's a pretty good time. I'm not recommending you go do it. I'm just saying it's a pretty good time. If you do not turn into a mystic in your study of natural sciences, then you are not a scientist. They are the same thing. Science, to me, is getting closer and closer to proving the Big Bang Theory, like essentially. And if you look, this is why I'm saying you can't take things from these books so literally, because if you look in the text and you see the story of Genesis, God created, God spoke and created the universe, and then the story of the Big Bang, like they're the same thing. They're the same thing. Anyways, this is a comedy podcast. This is actually not another comedy podcast. And I'm going to end it. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you for continuing to support me, the channel, and the arts. Go check out live comedy wherever you are. Once again, not another comedy show. Toronto and Hamilton editions happen monthly. The next Hamilton show is Sunday, April 12th at Center for Talking Arts, downtown Hamilton, Ontario. The next Toronto show is Friday, April 24th at Catacombs Cabaret, downtown Toronto. Tickets are available and the cheapest online at Eventbrite. Find the link below or find it in any one of these clip posts when I post it up. I love y'all. Once again, I appreciate you guys. I'll be back. I'll be doing these more regularly because Not Another Comedy Show is happening right now monthly, which means we can only get one full episode on the channel a month. I will try and at least have 2 of these available, like the podcast format, per month to kind of fill in the gaps. But yeah, once again, if you haven't already, go check out the show. Let me know what you think. Give us some honest feedback. Let us know how we can evolve. I'm eventually going to create a link to where people can suggest questions for the bucket. But as of right now, I feel like we have a lot of good questions, and I'm very happy with the way things are going. This has been Not Another Comedy Podcast. I am Black Zeus, a.k.a. Black Zeus is where you can find me and all this stuff. Right here is a place to be. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like. It really does help out, and I know you know that. I love y'all, and I'll be back. Peace.